Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. This is scenario 3.4 with the character Damiel. We're over at the Scorched Obelisk. We're at this location. When you succeed at a check to defeat a Bane by 4 or more, you are dealt 1d4 electricity damage. Alright, well Damiel's hand size is fine, so let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Isis, and exploring, we get the Grave Goods. So a disabled 10 check or dexterity craft 12. So we did not examine the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and try our disabled 10 check. That's really beneficial. Well, if undefeated, suffer this scourge curse of fever dreams. Well, we do not, absolutely do not want that curse. So the disabled 10 check for Damiel is a d10 plus 4. And since we do not want, well, we have some blessing options here. Alright, just rolling our straight up d10. And when you succeed at check to defeat a Bane, this is a Bane. Okay, we got to be careful here. Well, we rolled a 10, and our modifier was plus 4. So fortunately, we're able to disable the Grave Goods. So it says here, if defeated, choose a type of boon other than loot, and draw a card of that type from the box. Okay. So we did defeat it. So we'll go ahead and we will choose item. So we're choosing item from the box. Randomly shuffling these items here. And I'm going to shuffle one more time. I'm going to pick the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the random item that we get from the Graven Goods, which is Ring of the Godless. Okay, so we will put that in our hand for now. But since we did succeed at a check to defeat a Bane by 4 or more, unfortunately, we are dealt 1d4 electricity damage. So we do take, wow, just our luck. We take 4 points of electricity damage. We'll use the Scarab Buckler to recharge that to reduce 3 of that damage. And we'll take the Ring of the Godless as a point of damage as well. Alright, so that was that. We're going to reset Damiel's hand. And now we will advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Horus. We will explore, and we get a Coffer Corpse, Combat 8, then a Combat 10. So he's immune to mental and poison traits. If undefeated, move to a random location. Alright, well we do have the Chakram in our hand. So these combats are going to wear Damiel down, along with that Scorched Obelisk. The Chakram is D10 plus D8. We're adding plus 3 to this roll, unfortunately. So 10, 11, 12 plus 3. So once again, Scorched Obelisk is triggered. So I'll have to do that right now. So fortunately, I'll take 1 point of damage. I will lose a Blessing of Kepri. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the second combat check, which is, well, once again, we rolled 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and plus 3 is 15. So the Bane is defeated, but we trigger the Scorched Obelisk one more time. So, and we take 2 points of electricity damage. Okay, we will lose this and that as damage. Okay, well that Scorched Obelisk is getting old. Getting old quick. So we did defeat the Bane, but we took all that electricity damage. Let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. We've already reset Damiel's hand. We will explore. We'll get a Copish. Check to acquire Strength 7 or Melee 7. Damiel has a Strength of D4, so this is an auto fail for him. The boon is banished. Looking at Damiel's hand, it looks great. Let's advance the Blessings deck. It's another Blessing of Pharasma. We will explore. Alright, we read a Blasphemous Priest. Combat 10, Undead Cleric Elite. So the Blasphemous Priest is immune to the mental and poison traits. If the check to defeat has a divine trait, the difficulty is increased by 2d4. Well, we don't have the divine trait. It's just a straight up combat 10 check. So we'll use our trusty Chakram, which is a D10 and a D8. And we want to roll low. Well, we did not roll low. We rolled a 17 plus a total of 3 is 20. We defeat that Bane by 10, so we're going to trigger the Scorched Obelisk. Well, that Scorched Obelisk is just having fun, isn't it? Rolling the d4. Fortunately, we only take 1 point of damage, but the Scorched Obelisk is definitely wearing Damiel down. We'll take a point of damage there. We will reset Damiel's hand. We will advance the Blessings deck. Damiel's hand is all set. It's a Blessing of the Elements. We will explore. We get tooled crocodile skin armor. So Damiel is on level 2. So if he acquires this, he can actually use that for a trader. So I do want this card. I have 2 blessings in my hand. So I'm going to use a Blessing of Thoth. So I can add 1 die to this check to acquire. I'm going to roll 2d8. And I want to roll an 8. And we failed. Okay, we tried to get that card, but we weren't able to get it, which is unfortunate. Okay, resetting Damiel's hand, advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Pharasma. Exploring. We get a Blessing of Woodjet. So this is an Intelligence, Knowledge, or a Divine 5. Well, Damiel has an Intelligence of D10 plus 3. And let's see, I kind of think I want this card. I'm going to use a Blessing of Woodjet. I didn't get that tooled crocodile skin armor, which was an item, and this blessing is all about acquiring items. So we're going to do a 2d10 check. I'm going to assemble my dice, and I'm going to add 3 to this roll. I want to get a 7. So 9 plus 1 is 10. So we do acquire the Blessing of Woodjet. It will go in our hand. Now we will advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Isis, and we're going to explore. We get the Viper. Ooh, he's a level 3 ally. Human Rogue Aspis. Check to acquire. Charisma Diplomacy 9. Wow. Well, Damiel just has Charisma Diplomacy of D4. It's a Human Rogue Aspis. Can this Blessing of Woodjet help him out? Discard this card to add 2d8 to any check to acquire a boon. Wow. So we're definitely going to do that, because what is interesting, so this guy, recharge this card to exchange a card in your hand with a card of the same type in your discard pile. I think that's going to be interesting with all of his Damiel's alchemical traits. So we're rolling all these dice, and we need to roll a 9. So we rolled a 5 and a 6 and a 7, 8. That was a 2 there. So we did acquire the Viper. Damiel and the Viper. That's going to be the new combo of this whole campaign. So he goes to our hand. We, like Damiel's hand, we are going to advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Pharasma. We're going to explore, and we get a Rolling Sphere. It's an obstacle trap. Barrier 3. So Dexterity, Acrobatics 12, or Disable. Well, fortunately, Damiel's all about the disable. But before you act, each other character at your location. Okay, cool. So there are no other characters at this location. So if you fail the check to defeat, well, of course we're going to succeed. Right now, Damiel just has, unfortunately, it's an obstacle trap. Okay, so it's just a straight up disable check, which is D10 plus 4. Okay, so he's got a 50-50% chance here. It fell off the table. Rolling again. So 3 plus 4 is 7, so we failed. If you fail the check to defeat, bury your hand. If you succeed after the counter, you may explore your location. And then after you act, shuffle this card into a random other open location. The Rolling Sphere is defeated. Okay, well, the Rolling Sphere is defeated, but we have to bury our hand. If you succeed. Okay, so how about that? That's actually pretty deadly. So the entire hand is buried. So that's has the potential to be very treacherous. Fortunately, Damiel has a lot of cards left in his deck. He's able to reset his hand, but he is definitely losing cards. Let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. So we get the Curse of the Ravenous. Damiel's now cursed. What we're going to do is we have the Canteen in our hand. We will display the Canteen. We can use its effects for the remainder of the game. So that's cool. We can use this Canteen pretty much at any time. And looking at Damiel's hand, looks like it's all set. We've already advanced the Blessings deck, so we will explore. Exploring, and we get the enemy. Picassi. Outsider Elemental Jenny Monk. So check to defeat combat 20, then a combat 16. Wow, 2 combat checks. That really sucks. So before you act, succeed at a Wisdom, Stealth, Perception, or Survival 9 check, or you are dealt 2 combat damage. Well, unfortunately, Damiel does not have Wisdom, Stealth, Perception, or Survival. I mean, he's got a Wisdom of D6. So that is going to be an auto fail. So he's dealt 2 combat damage. Fortunately, I have this ally in my hand, Ubashti. So then I can recharge it to reduce the damage. But then, let's see. If the check to be has the acid or bludgeoning trait, add 1d6. No immunities here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just use a Noxious Bomb. So we're going to use the Noxious. I wonder if we can use the Noxious Bomb, put it on the Canteen. Then, if we can bury this card to bury, if you have the alcohol, you can draw. Oh, then we can draw them. Wow, I wonder if that's legit. I mean, here's where I need a rules lawyer. Use the Noxious Bomb, put it on the Canteen, discard the Canteen so that we can use the Noxious Bomb again. Wouldn't that be amazing? Because right now, Damiel is really strapped for weapons. Because it says here, for the Canteen, when you would banish an item, put it on this card. And then you may bury this card to bury all the items on this card. If you have the craft skill, which we do, you may draw all the items. Yeah, we're going to do it. Why not? We're using this Noxious Bomb, which is Dexterity D10 plus 2d6, right? Plus 2d6. And it doesn't have... So we need to do what's combat 20. And this is... So we're going to have a plus 3 modifier. Plus 3 modifier on these 2 dice. What we're going to do... This is actually really cool because we got some really cool shenanigans here. So we're going to use the Noxious Bomb and put it on the Canteen, which means we put it there in the display area. So, which is going to be freaking awesome because what we're going to also do is we're going to recharge a card, which says here to add. We're going to recharge a card that has the alchemical trait in order to add 1d6 to this check. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, and not only that, but we're also adding 1d4. So we're rolling all these dice. We're rolling all these dice, and we are adding a total of plus 3. Okay, so what do we get? So we get 10, 19, 22 plus 3 is 26. So we made the first check. Unfortunately, that triggers the whatchamacallit? That triggers the stupid thing here, the obelisk. So we take 3 points, ouch, 3 points of damage. But what we have in our hand is we have the Alchemist's Shield. Reveal this card to reduce combat damage dealt to you by 2 or reduce another damage by 5 if you recharge a card that has a trait. And look at that, we got the Blessing of Horus. So we recharge that card, we reveal this card, so we stop the obelisk's damage, and since we now can use the Canteen, we can bury this Canteen in order to pardon my English, to reuse the Noxious Bomb. And not only that, but we're going to discard another card, which will be the Alchemist's Shield, in order to add our craft skill. So we're going to do that. We are rolling a total of dexterity or range skill plus 2d6 plus our craft skill, which is a d10, and our total modifiers to this are +4 plus, wow, this is amazing, +4 for the for the ranged it's +3, and for the disable or for the craft skill it's +5. So a +6 modifier to this roll. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19 plus 6 is 26. But unfortunately, we triggered the Scorched Obelisk, but it's not going to matter because we don't have any cards in our hand. So the big question is was Damiel able to reset his hand? Does he have 6 cards left in his deck? And the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He drew his last card. He succeeded. It says if defeated, yeah. So we just, man, that was epic. We were down to our last card. The Scorched Obelisk was wearing us down, but it's thanks to that combination of the Canteen and the Noxious Bomb which won us the game. Wow, epic adventure, really cool. We could have done the well, we didn't need to do the Curse of the Ravenous because we closed the location just in time, and Damiel almost died. Wow, pretty epic. Let's go ahead and let's do a deck check. A scenario like that deserves a deck check. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's look at all of Damiel's cards. Gathered him there. It was cool that he got that Ring of the Godless that helped soak up a point of damage there from the Scorched Obelisk. Kept him alive. So there's that. He's had this item. He's got that shield there. Sorry for the glare there. Let me see if that helps out a little. And it does. Up. Moving this curtain. There we go. The Blessing of a Jet was pretty amazing. So he's got a lot of really cool stuff. I'm really glad with the way Damiel has been leveling up. He's got some cool stuff to trade. What's really amazing is that he now has this cool ally. I have to study him to see how he's going to be working out in the grand scheme of things. So the reward for this scenario was a Scarab Brooch. So we now have this loot item, but we're going to trade that. We also have unlocked a trader. We have unlocked this guy, Agama. He offers spells that have the arcane trait. So obviously Damiel will not be visiting him since Damiel has no use for spells. But we did meet him. So let's go ahead and do a visit to the trader. We're hanging out with Falsine Deek. We're going to see what kind of items he's offering us. We got some really interesting items to trade. That was one awesome adventure. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I'm really liking how Damiel is leveling up. So just randomly seeing what cards Falsine Deek. So Falsine Deek is offering a magic carpet or something that's level 2 or level 3. Level 2, okay, or a Staff of Revelations. Okay, well, obviously we wanted stuff with the alchemical trait. I don't think, so this is an item, Arcane. Reveal this card and recharge a spell. Well, we can't do that. Reveal this card to examine the top card of your deck. You may return the examined card to the top or bottom of your deck. I mean, this is cool. I mean, we can always constantly examine cards, but it doesn't really fit him. The Magic Carpet. Recharge this card to evade a Bane that has a trigger trait. Then move all characters at this location to another location. Recharge this card to move all characters at this location to another location. Nope. So Falsine Deek, we say sorry. We had some really great stuff to trade to you. As it is, we're going to lose the Mummy of Scarab Defense. We're not going to hold on to it for Damiel's deck because it does not have the alchemical trait. Well, there you have it. There's Damiel's deck check. He'll have to lose some of these cards. I don't know. I think he's going to keep the Blessing of Wajet. It helped him acquire the Viper, which is actually, I think, going to turn out to be a pretty amazing card. with the Viper and the Canteen, we're constantly going to be able to reuse cards, which is pretty exciting. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and I will have another adventure up shortly. Alright, thanks.